Oh, this is so awkward. Okay. Oh.
This might have been a bad decision.
No.
The light and the salt.
Yep. Get it right. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I get them mixed up.
Yeah.
We want to be that for them, so then they can learn how to do that for others.
And replicate.
Yeah, and it can keep just growing. We want to grow the kingdom. We want to make heaven crowded, so.
Hey, David.
Hey, Phil.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How about you?
Really quite well.
That's
quite
good.
well. And been looking forward to this time that we can actually sit down. You're a busy guy. I'm a busy guy. Of course, just work part-time.
Yeah, you're
so-
here like 3 days, and then you're gone for like a month.
Right. Sometimes just 2 days.
Yeah.
Depends on if...
Give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah.
People listening, if they don't know me, hey, they've got to get to know me. I've been at the college here for 30 years.
Wow.
Which makes it logical
That's
for
like
us
older
to
than me.
talk. Yes, I know. That's scary. But of course, we'll talk. I like to talk about your parents. I know that's your uncle and aunt who came here.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a lot of connection here, and I want to talk about that today.
Sounds
good. Because it's not all just about me, but
Yeah.
I'll bring up my past here at the college as well.
Okay.
But I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Recent graduate, doing all these great things, and I want to hear more. So I can kind of tell what brought you here. It's probably a family link, but tell me more.
So, well, first of all, I'm going to backtrack a little bit before I made a decision where I was going to go to college. Growing up, I grew up in Mexico on the mission field, my parents being missionaries. And so I got to be involved with the church a lot. I got to do a lot of things. But then I moved up to the States back in 2020 whenever COVID hit.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yes, I know. It was halfway through my junior year when it hit. And up to that point, I was kind of thinking what I was going to do for college. And mainly what I was thinking of was I wanted to do either marketing or economics. But, clearly God had different plans. And so whenever COVID hit, everything shut down in Mexico. My school shut down. We couldn't even do it online because a week before COVID hit, my school went on strike. My school was very political.
Oh, my.
And so every year they go on strike, but they were not counting on COVID. Of course, no one was. And that's kind of what happened. They went on strike a week before COVID, then COVID hit. And so then I was just kind of thinking what my options were because I wanted to continue playing football. And by football, I mean like American football, not soccer. I can see where the confusion might be at. And so I was just thinking about what was next, and my dad helped me out, and he was giving me ideas like, hey, maybe we could find one of the connections we have with the churches up in the States. Maybe they're not completely shut down, and you could finish out high school and do and also play football. And so we found out that up in Unionville, Missouri, they were having their football season.
Wow, and you have your family has a long-term relationship with the church up there. First Christian Church.
Yeah,
right?
First Christian Church. And so we got to, my dad got in contact with Dan Jones, who owns a mechanic shop up there. And so he has 10 kids, and he decided to add 2 more by adding Jonathan and me.
So both of you came up at the same
Yes.
time. I thought one came up and then the other.
No, we both moved up at the same time. He had already graduated from high school. He was working at the mechanic shop, and I was able to finish out high school.
But so you both did come at the same
Yes,
time, and
we
then he
moved at
went
the same
straight
time.
to work, and
Yes.
you went into high school. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan just graduated at the same time you did as well from Central. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because he took that gap year.
Okay.
And so I got to be part of the community there. It was quite the culture shock to begin with. It was a small town compared to what I grew up in.
Yeah.
1,800 people, and I was used to 400,000. So.
And then, of course, 25 million proper when Mexico City, right?
Yeah.
That's big.
So I just got to experience what youth group was there. And that's kind of where some of my plans were shifting. I realized how God had just like how He was working in my life. Because first of all, I had the freedom to go to church or not go to church because my parents weren't there to tell me.
Oh, okay.
And so I had the freedom to do that. I decided not to because, I mean, not to skip church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought, I've decided not to go to church.
No,
Okay.
I went to church because,
Yes.
I mean, I've done it my entire life. It didn't make sense why I should skip or anything.
Right.
So I just decided to do that, and I was very involved in the youth group. Just got to experience youth group because growing up there wasn't really a youth group for me in Mexico.
Yeah.
There was 3 of us, my brother, one of his classmates, and me. We also were the worship team, so there was not really a whole lot for us.
And I remember visiting you guys
Yeah.
at your church, and great facility. But it was just a smaller church. But I know your dad. Maybe this is since COVID. Your dad and your mom, and somehow you all got to really be broadcasting out the messages.
Yeah.
And I wonder I'm segueing there, but what is the audience, or has he ever checked that?
I think I might be wrong, but it's around 2 to sometimes 5,000
Wow. Okay.
views per video.
And that's really unique. And of course,
Yeah.
we see a lot of God stories there in the sense of, it was a church of about 20, maybe 30 when I came, maybe,
Yeah.
and
Right now, I think they're hovering around 40, maybe 50.
okay. And that is effective. I mean, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. But just, with something that forced churches and missionaries to project Christian values and faith through medium like that is just incredible. So, yeah, your youth group is small, but now it's large in Unionville because it has
Yeah.
an active youth group,
Yes,
right?
very active. And so, naturally, as a senior in high school, well, everyone's asking me, so what's next? Like, are you going to go to college? Are you going to go into a trade school or just go straight into the workforce? To what I was kind of thinking, well, maybe I still want to stick with marketing, maybe economics. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense for me to just go into ministry. That's the thing that made sense to me. That's the thing that I knew that was going to be fulfilling for my life. I wasn't sure that was the plan that God had for my life, but I felt at peace whenever I decided that. I felt like I wanted to go to a Bible college or a Christian college. And so at first I was thinking about going to Ozark. And so we scheduled our Tuesday tour down there, and my parents were up here for that.
Right,
and,
I remember that.
And I remember that my dad said, well, on our way down there, we have another tour at Central. And I was like, what? I was so upset at my dad because he didn't tell me. He just planned the tour behind our backs. But, hey, I ended up here.
Right.
I think really the deciding factor for me was that this felt like home. Of course, my parents being alumni and just knowing people here. I had connections like with you, with Sherry, with Veronica. And so it was awesome. It just felt like home because I knew that if I needed anything, if anything were to go wrong or whatever, there was going to be people who were going to be here supporting me.
Right, and I've heard that over and over and over, and it's not like, I hate using the word small, because whenever you hear, we're a small college, that can sound not positive.
Yeah.
But we're still family oriented. We're growing, which is great, and I don't think we're going to lose that. And again, not for a big commercial for Central right now, but with knowing that we're being realistic with the campus community, maybe growing to 300 here on campus, and
that'd be cool.
That would be phenomenal. 250 is going to be phenomenal, and we're going that way. The last few years we've grown, but with the online, with our master's degree, with our extension sites, that's where our growth is going to happen. So my hope and prayer, and you as an alumnus now, your hope and prayer is to make sure that we are held accountable to not just let students be here and not feel like they're connected to someone at least, and hopefully it's multiple people. So, and I know our sports programs are really helping with that.
Yes,
as well.
they are.
So and some alumni kids, next generation, whatever you want to call them, and I think there's a few, I'm not old enough yet, but there's going to be some grandchildren.
Yeah.
You know, and we have that now already, but I wasn't here when the grandparents were attending. So
You
I knew
weren't?
no, I'm not that old, but I knew your mom and dad well.
Yeah.
Know your aunt and uncle, well. Was here when they went through the whole process. And some alumni kids kind of stay away. They're saying, I don't want to go to the same college as my parents because then they'll always think of them and I'm their kid. Was that something you were in your mind? That's why you're saying, why did we stop here?
Not really.
Okay.
I did that for high school. I didn't go to the same high school my parents did.
Okay.
And my brother did. That was down in Mexico.
I didn't know you could choose. Then.
Yeah, we have, since it's such big population, you have to test into the different high schools. And so, well, my brother wasn't doing so good in school. My parents,
This is being recorded. Don't say that. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
but I think everybody
Yes.
knows at this point, and he wouldn't be. He'll talk about it.
All right.
And so like my parents were well known in at that high school, and
Good.
Jonathan was known at that high school, and I was like, I really don't want to go into that, so I decided to
your
go
own
to
person.
I decided to go to a different high school, and so that was fun.
Yeah. So here at Central, do you feel when you first came on campus, of course, you're going to be recognized as, oh, that's Adrian's boy or Lula's son.
Yeah.
Did that bother you, or was that much? Because maybe there's a lot of professors that really didn't teach your parents.
I mean, I enjoyed it whenever they recognized me. We had a few chapel speakers that would come in and be like, "Hey, I went to college with your parents,"
Good.
or "Hey, I've known your parents through this, this, and this," and so, or "I've been at your house
Good.
on a mission trip," and so that's a cool feeling because it makes me feel connected. It makes me feel like I'm at home, even though I'm far away from home. That's kind of what kept me going. It was tough just being away from home.
Well, yeah, that's a long distance. And I
Yes.
know, you were able to go home. Well, fact is, you and your brother have scheduled. Did you schedule a missions trip with students every year that you were here?
Yes.
Wow. So all 4 years.
All 4 years.
And they're continuing to go, aren't they? This next year? Maybe not. Okay.
Not this year.
But they've gone
We're
4
hop-
years in a row.
Yeah, we're hoping that in the future we can keep that connection with the school, just having students come out and serve.
Which we'll talk a little bit later, but with you and Emily being down there, that's going to be a big asset. That way you can coordinate from there, also coordinate with the students or whatever here.
Yeah.
Would probably make it a lot smoother.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, I'm excited about that. And, of course, Teresa and myself, my wife, known you guys forever.
Yeah.
And we came down, I don't know. Well, you and Jonathan were still there.
Yeah, we were still there, so-
That's what, 6 years, 7, maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So we're due to come down again. It'll be exciting because you and Emily, your lovely wife.
Yes.
You chose well.
Yes,
I'll just
I
say
did.
that. And that's important in ministry.
Yes,
whoever's
definitely.
listening to this, if it's students maybe coming in or current students or even those that are out in the ministry, choosing a spouse well, be it
Yeah.
a husband or a wife, is a big thing because
Yes, it's very helpful.
because ministry is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Ministry is hard. You've been in it, somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, not full time, but you've seen from your parents, you've seen from your aunt and uncle. I keep bringing them back, and other family members. Your mom. Your grandmother.
My great-grandpa.
Yeah, great grandpa. Yeah. Well, I'd like to just touch base on
Yeah.
Gil a little bit later, but there's seasons when it's hard.
Yeah.
But again, here at Central, it is good that we really track you guys, not tracking you like we're stalking you. I know, but we want to be connected to you. And missions is a big
Yeah.
part of what we do here, preaching, youth ministry, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I look forward to a missions trip, and maybe I might hop on.
That'd be cool.
With if they want me on,
Yeah.
So, last time I came, that's when I had that really bad migraine. They might not want me to come on that trip, so.
We'll see.
Yeah. So, your mom and dad and you and Jonathan visited our house many times.
Yes.
I remember I don't think I remember you as an infant, but young boys
Yeah.
coming in. And do you remember that rock pile we had out front? Okay.
I don't remember the rock pile.
Well, it was a time that you and your brother were just playing on that rock pile and everything else. But,
Nice.
of course, we've always had we haven't for the last several years, but had a pool out back, and it was just a
Yeah.
temporary pool, and you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was fun. And
Yeah.
that time we camped in your backyard.
Right. Our house was full
Yes.
of people. We had other missionaries. We had family. Well, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what it was. And so, just like your dad usually does, calls a day or two in advance. Oh, by the way,
We're gonna be
we're gonna be
there."
in town.
Yeah.
And I literally, I tease him now, saying,
Yeah.
we got a tent when no one's staying there.
Yeah.
But I said, we literally have no floor space, but you're welcome to stay. But we have, and it was a brand new tent.
Yeah.
And it was a massive
It was pretty
tent.
nice. I liked it.
And so set it up and shade. You had no fire pit there.
Yeah.
I should charge you for the night. It was that good. It was like a state park.
I
you know. What I'm saying?
know.
But you all
glad
really did
I-
enjoy it. I didn't
yeah.
think you weren't lying to me saying, but you still come back. Sometimes you'll say, boy, we really enjoyed that because it was,
Yeah.
luckily it wasn't hot or raining.
Exactly. It was perfect.
Good. So yeah, our home, that's one of some ministry of Teresa and I, as you know, we have a small ministry called Servant's Heart Missionary Care. Teresa really named it, and we're here to assist. And we have 6 families throughout the world that we directly connect with. We go visit them.
Yeah.
When they come home, they stay at our house. They use our van. Teresa talks to a lot of the lady missionaries, the spouses, or the kind of in a counseling, coaching format. I'm there just to bounce ideas off of. Been in, raising support for forever. Not that I'm an expert, but there's some suggestions,
Yeah.
there's some neat things that.
You've got some good ideas.
Well, yeah, I got ideas.
Every once in a while.
Every once, 1 out of 10. That's my motto, 1 out of 10. And your family hasn't been a direct Servant's Heart Missionary Care. I mean, what's official, what's not official, but we're always kind of really any missionary. We welcome into our home, and we try to support financially. Maybe it's not on a monthly basis, but it's when needed. Excuse me, when needed. Encouragement, connections. I know I've because I go to a lot of churches, and sometimes I'll hear a church saying, which is odd, we're looking for a missionary to support, or something like that. And I said, I've got some ideas for you. It's kind of like, I feel like a missions broker sometimes.
Yeah.
Because
you've got all those connections.
well, we're all different.
Yeah.
And there's some missions that, well, for lack of better words, just doesn't seem that effective. I'm not judgmental. I wouldn't mention any names. And there's some that it's just like, man, everything they do, everything they touch, it's not all about, okay, they had more baptisms than some other missionary, but it's they're out in the public. They're out changing lives. That's where it's at. And sometimes, there's some of our missionaries, it is to a hard, like a Muslim type of person that they're trying to reach, like in New York, Philadelphia, places like that. And you don't see conversion rates real high. You don't, it takes time, which you're aware of. And when you go to Mexico, what was your, I guess, best classes here? I'm really segueing here, that you think really prepared you for what you're going to be doing as a missionary in Mexico? And I'm putting you on the spot there.
Yeah, I think. Well, I didn't really take any of our missions classes here.
Yeah. And you really didn't have to. You lived it.
Yeah, I lived
it.
there. I'm sure I could have learned something from them, but I was able to learn quite a bit from Billy Struther. He taught my Foundations of Preaching class.
Oh, yeah.
And so, my first sermon ever before I took that class was not very good.
I can understand. No.
But then after I took that class, I understood how to build a sermon, how to do the research for it, and how to deliver it. And so that was very helpful. And I feel like I keep growing every time I preach, every time I write a sermon. And so it's awesome to be able to use that on a weekly basis. Whenever I was a student, I had been supply preaching quite a bit. And then I think another one of the classes I really enjoyed, and I think has prepared me for ministry, is my youth ministry methods class taught by Walt Harper.
Okay, Walt.
And so that was a very good class because we work on this portfolio that takes the whole semester.
As an individual or as a class?
It depends really on the semester what kind of students he has. We did it in pairs.
Okay, good.
And so we got to work on. You have a budget. You have to come up with a certain amount of events, certain amount of fundraisers, and so
Nice.
all these different things that would be for like a year plan for your youth group, your youth
see,
ministry.
I knew that class existed. I didn't know exactly some of the details. That's practical learning. That's good.
And so that was pretty good. I really enjoyed it, and that translated very well into my internship that I did the semester after that.
And where was that?
Well, the summer after that. That was in Washington, Indiana, Bethany Christian Church.
And that was with youth?
Yes, that was with youth. And so one of the first things I got to do at that internship was just speak, give a campfire devo in front of like 300 kids. I had never spoken at a campfire that big.
No, me neither.
So I was a little bit nervous. But I mean, I was able to share. I was able to just share the message with the kids, and it was a blast.
And you and your brother both, and your parents, have never really. Well, we'll talk about your mom here in a little bit. Have never had a problem talking to anyone, and just being open. Your mom, I think I've told you these stories. Love her to death. And when she first came to Missouri, to Central Christian College of the Bible, she didn't have a grasp of the English language. Okay. Yes. And I remember back then I was in a Rotary Club. Okay. And so we'd sometimes bring students out, and just for the Rotarians to see, here's people you're bringing into Moberly, sometimes, from the States, but I usually tried to focus on the international students. Like, wow, look, we're bringing these people in. And she came, and everyone just loved her because, she was so real. And then she told the story about learning to drive here in the States.
Oh,
and and that was hilarious. That and the Rotarians were just rolling.
Yes.
And and she has been a wonderful mother. I know that.
Yes, she has been.
Little side note, from Teresa and I mean, we wish all missionary care kids were like you and Jonathan. Now, everyone's different, but your parents, it has to come back to the parents.
Yes.
And I know they didn't threaten you with the fear of death or anything else.
No,
but
they didn't.
You have always been respectful. You've always been polite, thankful and fun. I mean, all these things. And that's something else maybe I know you and Emily are going to be able to pass on, not just to people that might be coming here to the States to go to school or anything else, but just good family values. And I assume in Mexico, just like here, that's lacking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, my mom is amazing.
Yes.
I love her. I feel like everywhere she goes, like, people love my mom. Sometimes we'll pick on my dad quite a bit, but my mom's always the favorite. So.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing to pick about her.
Yeah.
And
she also plays football, so that'd be kind of scary to pick on her.
The real football right here.
Yeah.
So, and did she play volleyball when she was here, or basketball?
Both.
Okay.
Yes,
so she
back
was
when they had the carpet, I think.
Oh, yeah, carpeted gym.
Yes, that would not have been fun.
And yes, and so we always tease her about how can you stand being with Adrian these many years.
Yeah.
But I could tell from Facebook posts and just that, I mean, the love. Again, we all, you and Emily even won't always get along. I mean, that's a relationship, that's marriage. But you could just tell there's love there and support to assist each other when ministry goes up and when it goes down.
And I think what helps, and like what I've seen in my parents' marriage and so far in my 10 months of marriage, is if you keep God in the center of it, everything falls into place. You realize if you start arguing with them, if there's a disagreement for whatever reason, but then you're able to just realize that the situation is not you against the other person. It's you guys are working together to figure out what is the best way to communicate to each other, because communication is very hard, but also very important. And so if you know that you're doing this and you're loving this person, you're not going to do stuff to make them upset or to pick on them. I mean,
well, you shouldn't, but then you need to come back and apologize and say and work on it. I mean, it's tough, and Satan is wanting to tear down families. He really, and he's real, we know that.
Yes.
Really wants to work on effective ministries and missions. Work. if something's really good happening, he's going to work his, send his demons or whatever else over there instead of really helping with someone that's just kind of mediocre.
Yeah.
So I'm not to scare you, but you know it's real.
Yeah.
So you come from, like I said, a long line of missionaries.
Yes.
Your grandfather, Gil Contreras.
Great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather. Okay,
Yes.
sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah. I knew him, maybe the last 15 years of his life. I don't know. And of course, we could talk for hours about Gil, but missions is greatly different than when he first started. Because, I remember hearing the stories, him climbing up mountains, near waterfalls.
Yeah,
and whatever,
hiking for days.
To get to the remote villages.
Yes.
And, that's something that it's probably not even in your mind. In essence, you probably don't have to do that, but it's like our generation, my generation, your generation, let's just be honest, we're softer than the people before us. But the people before us had to do the hard lifting and the going out. I remember some people were missionaries and you'd never see them again. It's just that it was so hard to get over there. Luckily, we have things that we can communicate with people. I have my daughter and son-in-law and my grandkids are in Haiti. Well,
oh, wow.
I don't get to see them. I do get to see them on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But not to hug them. But with FaceTime, every day.
Yes.
The boys call. We help them with their spelling words, things like that. And so, you and Emily will have this connections with Emily's family and whatever else. And that makes it better, I think. But then again, like I said, the missionaries in the past, that was their life.
Yes,
and,
it was.
So that those stories are amazing, and so it's followed through the years. Your grandmother,
Yes.
Kay is. I was thinking great grandmother, but I don't want Kay being mad at me here.
She's not that old.
No, she isn't. Fact is, Kay, of course, also plays football.
Yes, she does.
And don't put an exact date of her birthday on there, but in essence, she's in her 60s. Let's just be honest here. Okay, I'm maybe more, but I'm going to say 60s. Okay,
she's still there. No. She's still there.
Okay, but
still
maybe
the
towards
60s.
the top end. But that's fine. But you talk about someone who has a massive dose of energy, a massive dose of dedication, and just all the things she does ministry-wise that she wouldn't have to do. And again, so you've had all sorts of examples.
Yes, definitely.
Which I wish every kid, which every college student would have. But you're able to build up and encourage other people. So.
Yeah, my grandma also, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Got to spend a whole lot of time with her. Got to travel quite a bit with her.
Yeah.
Got to see her at church camp. She was always there helping out with the kitchen stuff.
She still does, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on right now with camp, but every once in a while she'll help out with stuff like that, and so it's pretty cool to see that. And then also having a grandma that can play football is pretty epic.
Yeah, it is tackle football.
Yes,
it
full
is
pads.
Real, and she's on the line.
Yes.
So she's making the first hits.
Yes.
And your mom is a running
back and linebacker.
Yeah. So, and of course your mom and dad are really kind of active with that program.
Yes.
And people say, well, that just sounds like they're just playing around and having fun. No, it's a ministry because there's so many girls, because there's a lot of younger girls, but then, of course, the older ladies that need ministry. Just knowing that these guys are Christians, because not everyone on the team is a Christian yet.
Exactly.
I always like using the word yet.
Yet, yeah.
Because, they have to be impacted, and sometimes it will take years, sometimes a disaster in their life. And again, God doesn't cause that to happen, but he allows it to happen.
Yeah, he works through that.
Yeah. And again, so back to Mexico. So you and Emily are going to be heading that way. You're in the fundraising aspect of it. And it's salt and light. No.
Sun and salt.
Ah, sun and salt.
Almost.
Well, you're showing the light, through the sun.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because, I get where you can get that. We are based out of Matthew 5, verses 13 and 14, where Jesus says that we should be salt of the earth and the light of the world. Yeah. So I can get where you get that. It
took you a little while, or you really wanted to come up with the right name that described what you were going to do. And I think that tells it all. It's just saying we're not just going to come and and just work and help people. We want to actually be something that changes their life like
Yes.
salt does, and light, because there's
Yes.
darkness in this world. So,
Definitely.
so which one are you, and which one, if you had to pair one, and which one's Emily?
I'd rather not get into that. I don't think I've never thought of that actually.
Yeah. Well, and
Which
you
one
should
would you
both
think we both are?
Yeah, you both are, and really both your smiles are wonderful. I mean, that provides a lot of light. And I guess when it comes to the salt, I think of you as more of a salty dog. Emily's just all sugar. So,
Yes.
But then again, sometimes you need to use some sugar
Yeah.
when you're ministering to people. So,
Yes.
sounds like I'm elevating Emily here. She's also an alumnus. She graduated pretty much at the top of her class. She was the top of the class, right? Or thereabouts.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, but she had all these cords around her
Yeah.
neck, and
She also
and-
got the servant leader award. So
yeah, servant leader, which is
Yes.
that's something here at Central that every year it's a guy and a gal that gets it, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know, that's been around for probably 10 years,
something
I
like
think.
that. Yeah.
And then of course she had the opportunity to work here on campus in the
Yes.
cafeteria, and then after graduation, she continued to work.
Yes, she
which
did.
helped, of course, with you're starting out as a new married couple, but
Yes.
very good at what she does.
She is.
I know we really appreciated her time, and she's still doing it right now
Yeah, she
until
is.
you guys
Until we
leave.
get the
'Cause-
funds to move down.
So fundraising, it's always fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, blast! I really enjoy it. It's been a great experience. I feel like it's a growing experience, and it's fun to get in contact with people I haven't seen in a while, and just to see all some of my friends from college that have already graduated, that they're willing to support us, and that they're excited for what we're gonna do in Mexico. They're excited for our ministry. So.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool thing. That's a cool feeling.
Right, and it's I know some of the missions classes, like you said, you took all these other classes. We have all this Bible and theology that all students have to take. But I know the term goers and senders. In essence, you and Emily have chosen to be a goer. Actually, and I call it like the front line. I kind of go back to the Old Testament. David was
Me?
No.
The other David.
The big David.
Oh.
The King David. I'm
Yes.
sorry. He was kind of the sender through his dad. He came to the back of the lines when they were fighting the Philistines.
Yeah.
His brothers were kind of the goers. I don't know. I use that illustration because when I talk to people saying, David, what he did was just as important as the warriors, the
Yes.
fighters. Of course, the story goes on, and yes, he became more than a sender. He was the actual guy that had this battle with the big guy. What's his name? Yeah, Goliath.
Yes.
So where was I going with this? So you guys are goers,
yes.
and senders are as equally important.
Yes.
A lot of them can't travel, maybe never have traveled, might visit, once every so often, but money is more than just money. Money is temporary, and we know
Yes.
that. But God, He has all the resources available for you guys. But it's through people like us that we put God before our needs. We should, and it's hard in America to say, God, you've blessed me so much. I need to do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Okay? And I do pray that the right churches, the right people, come into your path. That you do a great job. And here's your marketing. You are marketing because your first newsletter that I got to read was great. And and again, some people might have turned this off by now because we're going long.
Yeah.
But in essence, I encourage people to at least start by getting the newsletter because it was very encouraging. You're able to kind of chart out. You're charting out. This is what we're going to do, and this is where we're at, and this is and I know as the ministry, I guess you've already launched the ministry, but once it's located in the field, we as senders should be very encouraged. Mm-hmm. So you're doing a great job marketing. You need to probably teach some other missionaries. Hey, here. You're not perfect.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. You're not perfect. I could talk about Emily again, but no, you're not perfect. But you're doing that well.
Thank you.
And, of course, you're not just laying aside and saying, I'm just going to go out Sundays and try to raise some support. You are working.
Yes.
You're bringing money in. Emily's bringing the money in. So you're willing to work.
Yeah, Emily's got a full-time job right now. I've got a part-time job, and so whenever I'm not at work, I sit at my computer for a few hours and try to contact people, set up meetings. So I think I use my time pretty decently.
Yeah.
And I feel like some days with this whole fundraising and support raising thing, some days are good days where I feel like we're going at a good pace, and then some other days I'm like, are we ever going to get there?
Yeah.
And so Emily just has to keep reminding me sometimes, and I have to remind her sometimes to just trust God, that His timing is perfect, that He will open doors whenever they have to be opened, and He will just provide what we need whenever we need it. So,
and it's every missionary, this is not their specialty.
Yes.
And I always remind every missionary, people support. Some people are already maxed out.
Yes.
Of course, we could always give more. Teresa and I, we could give more, but don't take it personally. In essence, you're there to encourage them. You're providing that opportunity for them. And, I call it like encouraging generosity. Fundraising, I think the word gets a bad rap. I'm glad that you're saying support raising. But those that are considering, churches and individuals, I'm bringing you on, well, what's the word, bringing on board, but, becoming a partner. I love the word partner.
Essentially becomes a team.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Partner to team. And it's kind of, it's directional to do that. And to give it a try and see the blessings that will come from it. So, but no, so your time here at Central was good.
Yes, it was. Very good.
I won't give you any opportunity to say anything negative about Central, of course. But no, I think, and I know, I remember, 5 years ago, when you were on campus doing that visit, and you've been on campus before, but it was an official, hey, we're going to check out Central.
Yeah.
That I think Veronica, and I remember this, Veronica basically sat your dad down. I don't know if Lula and you and Jonathan were in the room or not, but it's almost, she almost threatened him to some degree, just saying, the boys need to come here. They, you better make sure the boys come. I don't know what she said, but hey, if she said anything like that, you can't say no to Veronica.
No, you can't.
And Veronica is the financial, she's the office manager now.
I don't know.
She has done so many roles here.
Yeah.
And so Veronica's been here for a long time.
Yes, she was my dad's tutor whenever he was student here.
And so, I was here the same time.
Yeah.
30 plus years. I love this place. It is in a well, I don't want to use the word place, but God has blessed Central more than I even imagine, and I'm an optimist. But I was there during the hard era, the 90s, even the 2000s and 2010s, but the 90s, I mean, we were just scraping to get by, and there was a period in time, and this happens to a lot of Christian organizations early, even now today, I guess, but, just making payroll was hard. And then during the summer, the men and women who worked here sacrificed. They had to, and they got partial pay. Some people don't know that, and you think, well, that's bad. But it was a have to. But, you look at greats like Mr. Pelfrey and Mr. Reese. Wow. 60 years, teaching and working here, and their hearts were here. And Mr. Pelfrey and Irene still alive. The years are wearing on their bodies. I mean, we're not supposed to last forever.
Yeah. At least not yet.
Yeah. But you talk about sacrifice and dedication. There's a lot of people today that they'd say, well, I'm going to get partial pay during the whole summer. I'm out of here. I'm not judging anyone here, but I'm just saying it's just like your grandfather, great-grandfather.
It takes the right people for it.
Yeah. So, great things are happening here at Central. We look forward to additional students that you send up.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting the cart way before the horse, but it would be great to have another generation of Sanchez's here on campus. I want to make sure that you bring them here first, and here only maybe. But I have always been a strong proponent with all parents and all students when they're, they say, well, we're looking. I say, check out a couple, or a few Christian colleges and Bible colleges, because every college campus has a different feel.
Yes,
And for some people, a larger campus is their feel. For some, hey, a couple hundred students, that's my feel. And again, on the geography, where it's located. So I'm just thankful you guys chose here because it's been great. You guys have been in our home a lot.
Yeah, I feel very blessed to be able to just be part of Central. I was able to be a student here, and this is where I met my wife. So
yeah.
I mean that's sometimes I think what would have happened if I would have been at another college, but I wouldn't have a wife, or at least not her as a wife, and so I don't think I'd change anything. I'd still do things the exact same way.
I really would think that you probably would have turned out to be a hobo and just no, I'm just kidding.
I don't think that far.
No. But no, it's I think it's an all-inclusive thing.
Yeah.
I don't, we're not a perfect institution here at Central, but man, I think we have a lot of things going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I know, we've talked about a lot of things this morning. What else are we not touching base on? Maybe just a quick update on your mission. Where are you at support raising?
Right now, we haven't got the numbers from the High Plains School of Missions that we were part of.
Yes, that just happened. That's kind of an honor to be asked to be part of that team.
Yes, it was awesome.
Real quick, briefly, what is that?
So that's the School of Missions. What they do is they ask six different missions or missionaries to come and visit. I think it's somewhere between 14 and I think up to 20, 21 different churches in the Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas area.
Wow. And
so we did it for 3 weeks, and we visited 14 churches, I believe.
Wow.
And so
big road trip.
Yeah, it was a little bit over 3,000 miles. It was a good experience. We really enjoyed it, just being able to connect with the churches. And so I think from what I've been hearing, that should cover our moving expenses. Right now we're needing more monthly supporters.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, we're standing at around 8% of what we need.
Said?
8.
Okay. So you got a ways to go. Yeah.
Yes. So we've got 92% to go.
Woo.
And so we're just trusting that God will be in our conversations and will be with the people who hear what we're planning on doing. And a little bit of what we're planning on doing is do youth ministry down there. Mm-hmm. We want to impact the next generation, or the generation right now that are there, just through sports, through the different activities.
Yes. For
them to get to know Christ, for them, for us to be the sun and the light and the salt.
Yep. Get it right. No.
Yeah, I get them mixed up.
Yeah.
We want to be that for them, mm-hmm. so then they can learn how to do that for others.
And replicate.
Yeah, and it can keep just growing. We want to grow the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make heaven crowded, so.
Yeah. Now, again, as a long-term support raiser, I don't want to be called a fundraiser, someone who encourages generosity, and right now I'm doing legacy and planned gifting here at the college, and I love it. Legacy would be estate gifting, and planned gifting is things you can do now. And I just want, if there's someone listening that, and hopefully there'll be several when you get it out to those that you've talked to.
Yeah.
If they're over 70, okay, then they have some great opportunities to make gifting to nonprofits out of their IRA. If they have an individual retirement account, wow, what an opportunity. It's like a charitable checkbook. So, I hope they consider that. And sometimes that's a nice chunk gift. Mm-hmm. They could give up to $108,000 a year. Now, don't expect that, David. But, if they add a few thousand or whatever else to that. And then there's some other ways, because you are connected to Outreach International.
Yes.
501c3. So
mm-hmm.
any gift that comes to you is tax deductible.
Yes. So that's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of people don't itemize anymore, but I think it's a good feeling that you're just not doing this alone. You're doing this through a mission organization that helps to hold you accountable. And they're also there if you hey, I need help, or they also represent you like at ICOM.
Yes, and they also have I think it's like their board and also advisors
mm-hmm.
to where they're like, if we had any question, if we encounter any problem on the mission field, well, all these people are mission minded and also been on the mission field in some way, shape, or form, so they'll be able to give us some advice or help us out in whatever situation we might be in.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
And so again, it takes more than just money. Of course, money is very important, but prayers.
Yes.
And I'd say, again, whoever's listening, I think prayers of encouragement right now. Of course, prayers of open doors as always, but prayers of encouragement for these next few months. I know you guys would love to get down there the first of 2026. And again, if it extends to encourage you guys, saying don't give up, don't give up.
Yes.
Of course, you won't give up. You're going to do what it takes to get there. I know that. But hey, it's been great having you here at Central.
Yeah.
We could talk for days, and I know people are probably saying, "What's going on?" But
wait, there's people listening to this?
I hope, because
hopefully they made it this far.
Yeah, I know. But again, your brother Jonathan. This is not, but Jonathan is a great guy too.
Yes,
he's not
he is.
here, but you talk about someone with energy. Talk about someone who has kind of. Well, he's a
very talented guy.
He's talented, and sometimes he's so talented and that he's kind of has all these directions to go. And
kind of like you.
Yeah, kind of like
You've got
me.
A bunch of ideas.
I know.
He has a bunch of ideas.
I'm just saying now, I love both of you.
Yeah.
The same amount. But Jonathan is kind of like my personality.
Yes,
free spirit. Maybe that's
free
what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And sometimes the free spirit, you've got to focus. You and Emily, you've got the gift of being able to focus. But we're all different. It takes all of us. And I know that Jonathan will be there to support you guys in the sense of bringing people and encouraging and say, hey, my brother and sister-in-law are down there. I'm going down to visit. You want to come along? And things like that. So, hey, shout out to Unionville. The people at Unionville that have cared for you ever since you've been born, caring for your parents. A shout out to other people that have been there to stand by you. Any last things you want to say? I mean,
I'm just excited. I'm excited to go on with what's next. As of right now, my part-time job is I'm a school bus driver.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed that quite a bit. Getting to hang out with the kids, connect with some of the kids that usually don't talk to people or will not give fist bumps. Like they'll start giving fist bumps and start smiling, saying good morning.
Well, that's good.
So small things like that, I think, it brings me joy whenever I see them excited to get on the bus, excited to get off the bus. I know that the bus might not be as fun as it could be, but I'm glad that I'm able to even make an impact wherever I'm at right now.
Right.
I'm excited to move down to Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, the food is awesome. The weather is nice. And just being able to change lives down there. Well, and not because I know how to change lives, but because God is going to do it.
God's going to work through you.
Yes.
Yeah. That last trip came down. You took us to a place that had tacos that were beyond belief. They cut the meat off something, and it was just I remember, and there were smaller tacos.
Yes, they were.
But we ate a million of them. I mean, it was 6 of us. We probably went through over 100. Who knows?
I don't think that many, but something like that.
You and your brother did.
No, my parents usually limited us to
I was
10
paying,
or 12.
So in essence, I think it was unlimited.
Then I guess we did eat 100.
I know. I don't know. It was really good, and I do look forward to the next time I get down there. And, now I've got to get ready for brain surgery. That's my side gig. I do it every once in a while.
You're a surgeon?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I know, and
so you're Dr. Phil.
Yes. Now, what I do occasionally, I'm about 1 out of 10 patients actually make it.
That's not a very good track record.
But, hey, 10%. I mean, I'm helping 1 out of 10 people.